If you haven't figured it out, I'm gonna tell you straight up, real estate is the answer. And in most cases, people don't know this, but real estate has been the answer for me. And I'm gonna explain to you in this video exactly how I got to this answer and why you may want to consider if you don't own any type of real estate in your portfolio. And who knows, it might just change your life. But in this video, let me go over exactly 10 years ago on how I became me and why it became my answer. So 10 years ago, I was a server at a restaurant, and so many things you learn about the restaurant industry, and I owe so much to the real estate industry of why I think I do such a great job in the real estate world today, because we are still in the customer service. But 10 years ago, it was a little bit different. My goal at the time was to be the general manager of the restaurant. And I remember sitting in my office one day and I looked at what the general manager made and what he needed to give in exchange for this paycheck was something I never ever, or I would say I never wanted to do, but it wasn't a goal of mine. Okay. Be transparent as possible. It was $85,000. That's how much he made every single year. And I was able to see it based on the year to date paycheck. And I remember sitting there in the office going, man, $85,000, not spending time with my kids, getting phone calls over the weekend. Is this really the goal I wanted in my life? And the answer to that was heck no. And so I wanted to start off a new venture at the time. And I remember opening up my first food truck business. And I was young, dumb, hungry, and just willing to get my feet wet, thinking, hey, I'm going to become a business owner and I'm going to be a multi-gazillionaire because of this process. And I learned the very hard way. I failed at this food truck slash farmers market business. And now looking back, I see all my mistakes. I see everything that I've done. But one of the biggest things I've learned about the restaurant business is it is something I would never ever do in my life. Um, and it's not telling you don't do restaurant businesses. But again, that's just my experience based on what I went through. It is something I would never do. And let me tell you exactly why. The restaurant business is great. The problem with the restaurant business is the word maintenance. There's so much things to maintain in a restaurant, whether it's your food quality, whether it's the quality of your workers, whether it is the quality of your establishment, meaning cleanliness. And so for me, what I saw there was the amount of time and effort I needed to give in order for me to be a restaurant business owner. And all it takes is really one mistake in each one, whether it's cleanliness, maintenance of your employee, or maintenance in your food, which means serving. You can serve 10 great plates. All it takes is one plate that is terrible, and automatic you have lost the trust of the people. And that's always the case in the restaurant business. So for me, I've envisioned my life to be in a position to where, number one, I don't have to work. Because a lot of the times people say, oh, I can go to work every single day and I love what I do. I don't believe that. I really do believe most of the times people don't want to work. And that's what I wanted for myself. Number two is I wanted to be able to go on vacation and not exchange time for money. Hear that again. Do not exchange time for money. And it's totally okay if you're working right now and you're making tons of money and you're exchanging and that's what makes you happy. That's totally great. But at that time in my life, I told myself, hey, I want to make money so that way I can spend more time with my kids. I can go on my vacations and really not worry every single morning, waking up and being like financially stressed or anything like that. And so being in the restaurant business, those are just amongst a couple of the things that I learned. It's so much, right? But it comes down to it. I'm gonna have to be working for the rest of my life if I work for the restaurant business, unless I do some type of franchise, which at that time wasn't even in my head yet. But let me tell you a quick secret about real estate. Number one, real estate is passive income. Okay. When you buy real estate, there's an opportunity there to where you can go on vacation, you can come back, put your hand out and go, where's my money? It's an opportunity for passive income. Number two, real estate is one of those things in life that always goes up in value. Okay. Now, when you buy real estate, yes, it goes down, goes up, goes left, right, whatever the deal is. But if you look at every 5 year increment, especially here in the island of Hawaii, it always goes up in value. And lastly, definitely not the least, one of the biggest expenses that people have today is their living expense. I mean, talk about Hawaii. A lot of the times you see on social media is people pissed off about how expensive Hawaii is. There's only one type of individual out there in Hawaii that are not complaining about the home prices, and that is the homeowners who have owned their homes 5 years ago and 10 years ago. Those are people are happy, clapping their hands every time the real estate market goes up. Why? Is because they've already invested in the past. So if there's one thing I can tell you right now, real estate is the ultimate answer, and it's going to be the most difficult first 5 years of your life owning real estate. But after that 5 years is the only time you get to reap your fruits and really to start to see what the real estate market. And because 5 years ago in my life, everything that I've experienced, if there's one mistake I've made, is that I wish I should have been a little bit more aggressive with real estate. And so moving forward today, telling you right now, in the next 10 to 20 years, you're going to look back and you're going to tell yourself, I only made one mistake, is that I should have bought more real estate. And so watch this video. I hope you learned something new from it. If you have any further questions about real estate information over here in the island of Oahu, Hawaii, follow me on my social media at Christopher Tolentino _realtor. Thanks for watching.